Have you ever looked at history and thought, how could ordinary people do something so cruel? Not monsters, not psychopaths, just normal people. Teachers, soldiers, parents, neighbors. What if the most dangerous part of evil is that it usually doesn't feel evil in the moment? Social psychology has spent decades studying this question, and the uncomfortable answer is this: under the right conditions, almost anyone can cross moral lines they once believed they would never cross. Most people believe bad actions come from bad personalities, but psychology repeatedly shows something different. Very often, behavior is shaped less by character and more by situation. That idea is called situationism, the understanding that environments, authority, stress, group pressure, and fear can dramatically alter human behavior. In simple terms, the situation can become stronger than the person. One of the clearest examples came from the Stanford prison experiment. Researchers took psychologically healthy college students and randomly assigned them to be guards or prisoners in a simulated prison. Within days, the guards became humiliating, aggressive, even cruel. The experiment had to be stopped early because the environment changed their behavior so quickly. But here is where it gets strange. None of those students entered the experiment thinking, "I want to become abusive." The behavior emerged gradually. Small actions became easier after the first compromise, and that pattern appears everywhere in real life. Psychologists call this incremental moral disengagement, a complicated phrase that simply means people slowly disconnect from their moral standards, one step at a time. Rarely does someone wake up and choose evil instantly. Instead, the brain adapts. First, there is obedience to authority. This was shown in the Milgram experiments, where ordinary participants delivered what they believed were painful electric shocks because an authority figure told them to continue. Then comes conformity. Humans are deeply social creatures. We copy group behavior to avoid rejection. When cruelty becomes normalized inside a group, resistance suddenly feels dangerous. There is also deindividuation, a psychological state where people lose their sense of personal identity inside crowds, uniforms, or systems. In everyday language, people stop feeling personally responsible. And once responsibility feels shared, empathy weakens. The brain begins using rationalizations. Everyone else is doing it. I'm just following orders. This is necessary. They deserve it. That is the frightening. Evil rarely introduces itself as evil. It often arrives disguised as duty, loyalty, safety, or belonging. But psychology also shows the opposite. The same social forces that can spread cruelty can also spread courage. One person refusing to conform can interrupt the entire chain reaction. So, the real lesson is not that humans are secretly evil. It is that humans are deeply influenceable. And when we understand that, we become more careful about the environments we enter, the leaders we follow, and the groups we allow to shape our thinking. Because the line between good and evil is rarely crossed in one giant step. Usually, it is crossed quietly, one justified decision at a time. If this made you reflect differently on human behavior, take a moment to think about the situations that influence your own choices every day. And if you enjoy psychology explained through real human behavior, subscribe for more deep dives into the mind.